during the standing ovation last week. Well, just sitting there was a form of expression often used by those who were the right arm of the person I think can justly be called the American Mohandas Gandhi. They just sat there at lunch counters and decided that money earned by picking cotton or carrying brimming over metal garbage cans to trucks had exactly the same value at that lunch counter as that derived from lifestyles thought worthy to be subject to Saturday Evening Post magazine covers. Last week, resounding through this room was, quote, "But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly, somewhere I read of the freedom of speech, somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for right," unquote. And I thought of the butchery done to those concepts in this building since the latest, but certainly not the last election. Is butchery too melodramatic? Then what word would better serve when a long-standing means of expression is summarily cut in two like a cantaloupe, and one half is cast away as casually as offal would be? So I resolved to just sit there. And then a speaker announced that since he had some time left, he was going to proclaim his fervent support for an increase in compensation. And there was not one word of scolding about staying on topic, no brisk order to leave the podium. There was only a smile, a smile. And in my mind, the image of justice is supposedly in this room to preserve equal treatment, took off the blindfold that is the very symbol of that duty to show a mocking wink, a wink for all to see. Last week, a council member employed the word slander. Am I now providing the elements of that tort by stating that the video record will clearly show that changes in topic are cordially welcomed as long as they are about the person who presides over public comment getting more money? The contrast between Dr. King's words and what City Council does speaks for itself. But should that still elude someone, it was then made clear that while all topics are equal, some topics are more equal than others. All in all, a quite enlightening evening for the Fort Worth voters who share Dr. King's veneration of the First Amendment.
And especially right now, more than ever, right now, online, take your pick of your meanest comment you could find about me. And I mention that in jest, I really don't care. It's because we've changed so much thanks to social media and the way people interact with each other. I'll say this jokingly, but I'm actually serious. If you've watched Parks and Recreation, and anybody have watched Veep, politics is sort of a merger of the two of those things. And it's, something will happen, Mike and I can agree to this, every day, and you're like, this was literally a scene from Parks and Recreation season 2. This just happened, even though we're a large city.
Yeah.
And that sort of makes you realize that you're unprepared for all the things, right? You can make promises, you can think about that to your point about campaigning.
Right.
And the day-to-day can be a grind, and you just kind of have keep your head down and keep going.
At 230518, notice of claims for alleged damages or injuries. Of course, you don't see it up here, do you? See, that's one thing. You don't know what we're talking about, and that's on purpose. God knows we need a mayor that'll do right. Why must we? I've asked this question over and over for months. Now, I'm sorry. This city needs a mayor that will do things just because it's the right thing. You don't have to be told, just off of logic. You know, that's it. When you go to that—
Point of order, Bob, will you please address the mayor and council? Thank you. I'm so glad you're here, but please address us.
Okay, that'll make another point, see? They don't want you to see it up there, and they don't want us talking to you about it. Thank you, Jarrett. Let's make sure we make it clear that we want to keep them in the dark, because if they find out what you're doing, you may not stay long, okay? Now, this can be done on all the pages. When you go to this, you hit the button, you go over, you got a big blank page. It's not like it's just common sense. They can put a summary there, a little bit of what's going on, but no. That big blank page only has one thing, a little blue dot, so you can go download. Everything you gotta download. And that's not people friendly at all. Another thing is they don't put it there because it's gonna come back on the agenda in November, December. They won't tell us when. I'll have to keep watching to find out. To put our right back to speak at council, because at this meeting here—
Yeah, sustained, Bob. Anything on this consent agenda item? I think you were most concerned, it sounds like, with any alleged damages or injuries that were included in the M&C. If you'd like to speak about those, I'd love to hear about them.
I'm more concerned about you not answering the question when I asked about notices, claims, and damages. They didn't ever answer that question, so I'm going about the issue here of claims and damages in our agenda. This is what I'm talking about. It is on order. This is on our agenda. We've got to understand that when we ask something about these things, you should answer.
Yes, sir. Any
You don't answer.
specific questions about damages or injuries on this
Yes,
issue?
why don't you put it on the summaries on that, when you go to that page?
So no questions
when you
about any of the
When you
particular
go to the page, you
settlements?
can't find out anything. There's no information on there, just names, no times, numbers, no one to call, to ask. You don't find anything. It's
Point
a
of
dead
order, Bob,
page.
you're off topic and you're showing a neighborhood association that
Bob.
does not exist.
Appreciate you.
You're out of order.
Our next speaker,
Out of order.
is Lee.
MMC 230694, MMC 230698. Let me address those agenda items first. To the city staff, thank you for all that you do to make this bunch up here shine. It's your work that makes the city shine. It's not at their efforts or what they do. So as it relates to these particular agenda items, city staff, I would like someone to help me better understand what's going on with the language in these particular items. You know, to get better in wisdom and understand, if you don't know something, you ask, right? So anyone
Point of
with-
order, Mayor. Reading is fundamental. Everything you need to know is in the
Anyone-
agenda.
anyone
Click on a link. You should not address staff.
anyone with
You should not address staff.
addressing council and the staff.
No,
Just focus
us.
on us,
So
Adrian.
again, anyone who will, like you all have done in the past, giving me a call to explain particular agenda items, I would appreciate it, city staff. Thank you.
Reading is fundamental. All you
So
got to do is
again,
read.
MMC 230696, I think it's an early lease termination as it relates to Property Damage Appraisers LLC, which have office space over in the future city hall. Now, they're ending their lease. This is not the first company to do this. This is like the second or third to do this. And I made a call. An individual was vague with me about the information she could relate to me as to why they're ending their lease. I know the city doesn't care because you all are going to benefit greatly from it. $1 million plus.
Mr. Smith, let me ask this question. This was
$1 million
actually
plus.
discussed in,
Mayor,
Mr. Smith,
please,
I'm actually
this is my-
addressing you. You can
Stop
turn the
the timer.
microphone off.
You stop.
Adrian,
Yeah, please.
we actually addressed this during work session last Tuesday, and none of these questions came up. You were welcome to attend.
Mayor.
Your time's expired, Adrian.
No, my time hasn't expired.
It
You
has.
interrupted me.
You're done.
I'm not done.
Yes, you are. Yes, sir. Nope, you can leave. Marshals, can you escort Mr. Smith out?
What have I done?
We're trying to conduct business, Adrian. This is not a sideshow. Thank you very much.
No,
That's the last of our consent agenda speakers, council.
I have not did anything wrong. I have not did anything wrong. I have not did anything wrong. Escort me out. Escort me out. Come on. Escort me out. Mayor, you wrong. I haven't did anything wrong.
Thank you, Adrian.
Reading is fundamental. Can't come here and dictate stuff to people.
Jeanette, I think we can consider the consent agenda, correct?
Yes. Next will be a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
And a second? Any other discussion? Ms. Bibbins? Motion and a second. Council, thank you, Michael. Please vote. Motion carries.
Next will be upcoming and recent events, recognition of
I think Adrian needs more coffee, y'all.
You know what's bad is we don't match up anymore what we're talking about on the screen, okay? And that's a mess. It used to match up. It'd be up there what you're talking about. The way this is worded in the agenda under crime prevention money, okay? $130 million in crime prevention. Now, I was here last week and we played a video to Rodney here. And he got over $800,000 this money. And his contact number is 555-5555. We gave a man almost $1 million with a contact number of 555-5555. Now, they're in charge of this money they give out. We can't get no audit of what he's done with the money. The other thing on his website, when you look at his website, he's holding no meetings. We can't audit, but he's just one small piece of the CCP fund money. And right now, they're about to release another $130 million to it, okay? Bite your tongue, will you? I'm not through.
Bob, Bob,
This is
sorry.
about the CCP funds.
You're done. I'm sorry, Bob. Thank you very much. Conclusion of speakers. Our next speaker is Adrian Smith.
Hey, Mr. Lawrence, though, try that with me. Try that with me.
Adrian, you're not speaking tonight. We can't address the audience. Next
Adrian,
speaker. We can move on the consent agenda.
addressed him.
I'll take a
I said,
motion.
hard
You're done, Adrian. Thank you very
I'm
much.
not, see, that's your problem.
No, it's not. Thank you so much for attending. Unfortunately, you're done. Thank you very much. No. That's fine. That you're entitled to your opinion. Yep. Adrian, please, let's escort him out of the building. Thank you so much, Adrian, for coming. Council, I'll entertain a motion.
Hey, I'll be back.
Got a motion and a second on the consent agenda.
I'll be back next Tuesday, Mayor.
Please vote.
I'll be back next Tuesday, Mayor.
Can't wait. Bye, Adrian.
You wicked.
Motion carries.
You wicked. You wicked. You wicked. You wicked.
Next item is MNC 23-0617.
Wait just a second, Jeanette. Let's just wait till disruption's over. I've been called worse, but I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We'll continue. Thank you, Jeanette. I believe that's the last of our council announcements.
Next, Mayor, will be speakers on the non-consent agendas, and I believe we have one.
Bob Willoughby. Bob, I think, is in timeout. Okay. We can move on, Jeanette.
Take the opportunity, Mayor, to again apologize to our young friends that are here today for getting to see this. This is not how your government should work. And let you know that anytime you want to come talk to us and be relevant and try and make positive change in the city, we want you to be down here. If you're here for a show, Casa Mañana, there's a theater down the street. And also to the other people here that are actually trying to get business done for their businesses, I apologize to you that you have to watch and sit through this. We get paid, as you know, the big bucks to do it.
So this is the consent item, right? No. What consent item? This the resolution?
This is your non-consent item. I think you're speaking.
Give me the number, Mayor, please. Give me the number, please.
It's the resolution pertaining to our council work sessions and council meetings.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So yes, this is the resolution pertaining to the upcoming schedule that you all are going to adhere to on next year. My question to you, Mayor, since you are the chair, would you mind telling myself and the public what it is we are standing to lose as it relates to this this new schedule? Because I know what you all have on the books, but what are we standing to lose in 2024 as it relates to we the citizens of Fort Worth with this new schedule?
If you're waiting on me, I'm not going to have, no, I'm just going to let you finish. You got a minute and 54 seconds.
Okay. Well, since you're such a self-serving bunch of yahoos, let's be clear on one thing. You all have disregarded
Hey,
Point of order.
Let's just refrain from name calling. It's a little early for that. So let's keep going here. You got a minute and 41 seconds.
You all have disregarded the people of Fort Worth for long enough. Your self-serving ways. It's way past done with your self-serving ways. So you don't want to go on record and say what we're standing to lose. And this is the one thing Mr. Bob Willoughby was the most vocal on this upcoming schedule. You all have disregarded us numerous times for your own interests. You all use the city council chambers for grandstanding. You're doing grandstanding. You did grandstanding this morning, and you did grandstanding this last 2 weeks. But that's okay, Mayor. We're gonna continue to play your game. We're gonna continue to play your. We're gonna continue to play your game. We're gonna continue to play your. You can't talk over me, sir. You cannot talk to me. Point of order is for you all. It doesn't apply to me. All right. So let's get that straight. All right.
Adrian, I feel like maybe we woke up on the wrong side of the bed today.
Mayor, you said you weren't talking. Now you're talking. Mayor, you talking now? You talking to me now?
I think we're done.
Point of order.
Mayor,
Thank you. Bless it. Okay. I think we have one more non-consent agenda speaker. It's Bob Willoughby by phone.
Oh, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Go ahead.
Yes,
please.
sir. Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you, Bob.
Can anybody hear me?
Go ahead,
Okay,
please.
good. Okay. Yeah, this resolution here is one you won't put out. It takes away our free speech at city council. So I'm not sure. I hate being on the cell phone because I can't hardly hear. But nevertheless, it's kind of ironic on Veterans Day. You talk about veterans and people fighting for our right to speak and freedom, and you're going to vote to take away our right to speak at city council meetings. Because that's what this does. We had 12 minutes a month before you came in office, Mayor, of free speech. The citizens did. You cut it down to 0. And that's 0. Because the public comment meetings are not city council meetings. They're just a cover up for what you did here. This should be postponed to November, like it says on the schedule. And that's what I was gearing up for, was November, but you snuck it in here on this one. And you sure won't word it where it takes away our right to speak. A lot of things. This city's too big just for 2 council meetings a month. It's a big city. It should have at least 4 a month. But nevertheless, you know, I don't know. It's like talking to a wall, and I talk to y'all. I know that. You're pretty much locked in. You're self-centered, and you can't see outside your bubble. But this is the most disgusting thing anybody could do to a city is remove free speech. And that's what you're doing. And you should, you know, it's just, I don't know. What can I say here? I had some stuff laid out to say. I hate this over the phone. Well, I kind of like it over the phone. But, and, oh, yeah, I know what I want to bring up here real quick before I run out of time. Mayor, last time we did this, I did half-page ads. We're going to go to full-page ads now at the Fort Worth Weekly. Full-page ads with the employees for the city that are bad, the people that are ripping us up with CCP funds, all that because of this. You're removing our right to speak here. We have to speak publicly there, okay? So I just want you to know we're going to move to full-page ads. We'll talk about this still, but we want to cover a lot of things that we can't cover at city council anymore because we're not allowed to speak there. But, you know, your power is only right there inside the city and the media, and that's it. As far as out here, you have no power, okay? You're not very strong out here. You're not no power at all. You only got in by 3% of the people voting. So somehow or another, we got to get this back in charge of the people. And but anyway, that's why you keep our rights away from speak. And when you pass this is about the. I can't think of anything. You got to be number one as the worst mayor in the whole United States.
Point of order.
Number one. Yes, you are my target. You are my target. Okay. Was that 3 minutes left, or was that the end? Or
Point of order. Point of order.
You've got like 11 seconds left.
Point of order. Okay. Well, how much time I got left? 30 seconds, maybe.
6 seconds.
Anyway. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to say yes. I'm not ashamed to say you're my target. You're the target that removed. Remove the snake, the head of the snake, and the body will fall.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Good morning.
Because I wanted students like you and all around the region to be able to come and see how government really works. Now, I believe there are many ways to contact your council member, this entire council. We are all available. Even our cell numbers are on our business card. But what I don't like is perverting the order of doing business with the city. And when people sign up, and I know what they're going to call the mayor a 5-letter word. And so it's important to me that when we come to City Hall, we provide a space where people can do business with the city. And that is why I am supporting this schedule.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. And also because we have speakers in the audience, the only reason our 2 callers are by phone is they decided it'd be appropriate to curse out a 12-year-old Little League team while they were here celebrating their win. So we just kind of put a stop to that for a few months. Hopefully they can come back in the spring and be a little better behaved, especially around children. And importantly, we do meet. I have met with Mr. Willoughby in my office and spent 30 minutes with him despite him threatening to cut my head off. Luckily, I'm still sitting here. But that's just part of the job, right, as your mayor, is to meet with anyone that has a concern about the city of Fort Worth. And it's very important that even our public comments are really left for people that have real issues for the city and want to express those. It is not uncommon. All of us have done that. Make phone calls, have separate meetings with people that have taken the time to come down to City Hall. Most of the feedback I get, just like Gina just spoke of, is they'd rather not be here in public meeting. They'd rather have the one-on meeting. So our staffs take it very seriously. So we encourage you to come back if that's something you want to do. Again, you can always sign up on any item, whether it's a consent agenda or an individual non-consent. Every zoning case has a separate set of speakers. Luckily for you here today, you don't have a long zoning docket, so you won't really get to experience a long zoning meeting. But we usually will have hours of speakers or people that are expressing their opinion about a particular issue. So we take it very seriously to make sure we can, A, conduct business in an expedient fashion as the fastest growing city in the country, But B, make sure that our constituents have an ability to come to a place where they feel welcome and don't feel attacked. And unfortunately, that has happened in the last few years due to a few bad apples that love to come and yell at people. So we're trying to do our best. That's really what this council does, that this calendar is really proposing. And special thanks to our city secretary's office, because it is very difficult to chart these out over a year's time period and make sure you have that in place. And I'd like to thank my councilmember Nettles for speaking up, and we understand his perspective on this particular calendar, and we'll continue to make sure we take time for our constituents and meet with them separately to make sure their issues are heard. Any other speakers on this item, council? If not, you can vote. Thank you. Motion carries.
Next item is MNC 20.
That you don't believe that Tatiana would have died the way she did if she lived in your neighborhood. What did you mean by that?
I just firmly believe had the same thing happened at my home, I wondered if possibly those officers would have knocked on the door first, asked the questions. And I think we have to face a reality in this country, in our cities, in our neighborhoods, that sometimes when a neighborhood has a certain reputation, do we as humans, not just police officers, right? Do we as humans act differently? Do we have a certain level of caution that is different in specific neighborhoods or zip codes, and own that, right? And acknowledge it. And then furthermore, think about, I've talked about this a lot, think about if those tables have been turned, what if I had been shot in my home, right? Defending myself, thinking someone was an intruder in my backyard. There were times, let's be honest, that people, I overheard conversations that maybe questioned why she might have had a gun in the first place. She was defending herself in her own home and her nephew. And so that may not be popular among some people. It doesn't at all negate my full support for our police department. But I just acknowledge that that's the truth that I think is reality for at the time and what happened.
I want to